spot, and I could detect odor of alcohol coming from the vehicle. As he handed me his insurance, his speech was slurred. I asked him how much alcohol he consumed. He said like 4 beers. I asked him to step out of the vehicle. I stepped away from his door so he could step out. He looked at me blankly before asking me to get out now, and I indicated yes. Okay, let me turn this off. We got somebody. Okay. Before asking for a field sobriety test, I deactivated my forward flashing lights on the light bar. Asked preliminary questions to help me better understand his performance. He said he did not wear contact lenses or glasses. He was not taking any medications. He did not have any head injuries. I asked him if he considered himself to be injured after the fight, he'd been involved, and he said no. He did not have a head injury or concussion. I could see a cut under his left eye. Asked him to give me his middle name, date of birth, and address. Sure, he's able to answer simple questions. He successfully answered those. Asked him if he was in the overall health good, and he said it was. I could still detect an odor of alcohol coming from his breath, even though he was outside the vehicle. There were 6 clues for alcohol on what's called horizontal gaze and nystagmus, which is the eye test for alcohol. On the walk and turn, he moved his feet for balance, started too soon, raised his foot off the ground for balance. One leg stand. He started before I told him to move. He immediately put his foot down for balance, and he was swaying. He was placed under arrest for OVI, taken to the patrol post where he agreed to give breath test and tested 173. He's charged with lane violation and OVI. Okay, any statement or explanation that you want to make?
No, Your Honor.
Are you employed, sir?
Yes.
You do have insurance.
Yes.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a millwright down in Grayson, union millwright.
Okay. Well, the way this works in Ohio on the driving privileges, actually, they've changed it. It's been a few years now, but before I could only give you limited driving privileges, which I still can do, and you don't have to have any device placed on your vehicle. You just have to maintain insurance, and I can let you drive for work purposes. We'll give you some community service and to go to the 3-day school. But I can actually give you unlimited driving privileges, but to do that, you have to place the device on your vehicle that you blow into prior to starting the vehicle. So,
How long is the limited driving privileges?
6 months.
We'll take it.
Okay.
I won't argue that one.
All right. I'm going to impose an $800 fine, and the reason your fine's high is because I usually use a sliding scale. The higher you test, the higher I make your fine. So on my formula, you get an $800 fine, which is pretty high, but you had a pretty high test.
That's fair.
You'll have to pay the court costs. Your license will be suspended for 6 months, and that will start the day of the incident. I'll sentence you to 20 days in jail, and I'll suspend 17, so you'll have to do 3 days in jail. I'll give you a delay to report within reason. It'll either have to be a Monday or a Friday. You'll come here to actually start your jail time, which is, if you do the weekend, if that's better for your work schedule, Friday would be the best day to report.
Okay.
Is that when you want to report?
What's the time frame looking like out?
I can give you up to 2 to 3 weeks to report.
Okay.
So we're talking about up to, well, I give you up to the 17th. I don't want you to report on the 10th because we're going to be having a jury trial here, so I don't want you to hear while we're getting that ready and doing it. So you can report any Friday, next Friday, the 3rd, not the 10th, or the 17th of March.
Let's do the 17th, just to be able to plan it.
Okay, March 17th will be your report time. You'll come here to the court at 11 a.m. to start your jail time. And then you'll get transported from here to the jail. You're required to do 5 days of community service, and we have the community service program here at the court. You can work community service any day but Sunday or holiday. So work around your work schedule, you work it out, get your 5 days of community service done. Mr. Cooper is going to talk to you in more detail about that. And you have to go to the driver intervention program, which is a 3-day program. That's mandatory on our first offense. So Maddie is here from the local 3-day program. She's going to talk to you about that,
Okay.
how you can comply with getting that done. And then his review hearing will be September 22nd. You were probably here when I did some review hearings. Those are people that have already been sentenced. They come back. If you get everything done and you're sure of it, you don't have to show up. It's just a hearing to make sure you do what you're supposed to. If you don't show up and you don't do what you're supposed to, then you get a warrant.
Okay. The report date, if it became possible for me to report sooner, is that changeable?
Yeah, you can
Just
come
call-
in on Friday.
Call the clerk and...
Or Monday. You can
Okay.
come in on Monday too. Those are the court dates.
Okay.
So you come in either a Monday or a Friday. Probably the best person, you can talk to the clerk or your probation officer. You'll have a probation officer. On the lane violation, I'll impose a $20 fine.
Thanks, sir.
Do you have any questions, sir?
I think that does it.
In your review hearing now is September 22nd. Your report for jail day is, as of now, March 17th.
All right.
So Mr. Cooper will show you where to go to. He'll meet you out in the lobby area or go over to the probation office. So
Okay.
that's all.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Brandon Ainsworth, case number TRD 20-2250, A, B, and C.
And you're Brandon Ainsworth?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Ainsworth, it looks like you missed a hearing back in September of last fall. September 23rd, 22, review hearing, and that was on a license suspension, and there's been a warrant outstanding since then.
Yes, sir. I was in Star
Okay. When did you get out, Star?
on January 3rd.
Okay, I'll cancel the warrant since you came in. All you've got here is 5 days community service and a fine.
Yes.
So I'll set you up on review hearings again and work on it till you get it done and you can become the review hearings.
Yes, sir.
So I'll set you for visit. Matt, are you working? Do you have a job
Yeah.
yet?
I work at McGinnis.
Mondays or Fridays? Are going to be your hearing dates.
Friday will be all right.
Friday's better?
Yeah.
I'll set it for April 7th. It'll be your first hearing, 9 a.m. If you get it done before then, you don't have to come back. And you
Yes.
can do community service any day but Sunday or holiday.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you
Thank you.
understand what you need to do?
Yes, sir.
Okay. April 7th, 9 a.m. is your next hearing.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Jessica Neal, case number TRD 21-1873, A and B, TRC 20-1489, A and B, and CRA 2633.
Jessica Neal, and this is Mr. Stratton's. Well, it had been his. I think the case is over, so it was a review hearing, it looks like. Yes. Looks like you missed a review hearing December 13th, 21 on a no operator's license charge and a OBI. Do you admit or deny that?
Yes.
You admit it? Do you have an explanation for not appearing?
I was dealing with West Virginia court stuff. I actually was recently just at Western Regional.
And I have a letter from the Veterans Administration where you were going there for some counseling, is that right?
Yes.
Are you still doing that?
Yes,
The letter's from Amanda Rayburn, are you still working with her?
yes,
You did do your driver intervention program, you got that done, but you still have community service and fines to pay, looks like. So,
yeah, I went ahead and made a $200 payment
I
this
see
morning.
that, you made that today. So I'll cancel the warrants since you came back on your own. You have done some of what you were ordered to do, you just need to finish it up. And I would encourage you to stay, after you may have been sentenced to, let's see. No? I didn't require it to go to the veterans, but I think it's a really good idea. They have a great program over there, so I think you
Yes,
should
yes,
stay
they do.
with them. And I'll set your next hearing for March 17th at 9 a.m.
March 17th, okay,
1 month from today, March 17th, 9 a.m. is your next review.
March 17th, okay,
I'll cancel the warrant.
okay, thank you.
You're free to go.
State of Ohio versus Leroy Campbell, case number TRC 23-150 A and B, TRD 12-3025, TRD 12-2259, CRA 10-627.
May I approach your Honor?
Yes.
Yes. With the street plan from
All right. All right, and you are Leroy A. Campbell II?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Campbell, you've got a new charge alleging that on February the 10th at 10:50 p.m. in Windsor Township, you were operating a vehicle under the influence of drugs or alcohol, or some combination of those. And the state's alleging you submitted to a urine screen. So those take several weeks to get the results. I don't have any results today. But it's alleged this would be your first conviction if you are convicted. So on a first, the maximum is 6 months in jail, $1,075 fine, 3-year license suspension. Minimum penalty is 3 days in treatment, $375 fine, 6-month license suspension. And then you're also charged with having 2 dark or window tint on your vehicle. That's a minor misdemeanor. Maximum penalty is $150 fine. And then, looks like you had warrants outstanding for missing review hearings before in this court. And 12-30-25 was a driving under suspension. So was 12-22-59.
I was in prison is why I missed the hearing.
Okay, then you had a theft offense that's still pending too. So those are all still pending. Do you understand the new charge that's filed against you?
I do.
And you understand your rights?
Yes, sir.
What plea do you want to enter to this new charge?
My windows are too dark, so I don't know how to plead, Your Honor. But I plead
Well,
not
that's like a
guilty.
hangnail compared to the other charge.
Right,
let's-
so I
let's
plead-
focus on the OVI.
Okay,
because,
not guilty to the OVI, sir.
Okay. You want a lawyer appointed?
I do.
Do you have a job?
I do.
What are you doing?
I'm the banquet manager at the Doubletree Hotel in Huntington.
Okay, how much do you, I have to. what
I
are
make
your,
$15 an hour, but I have a niece that lives with me that just had a newborn baby, and I support her.
Okay, you're working 40 hours a week then?
Yes, sir.
So that's gonna be about 30,000 a year, I think. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. All right, I'll determine that you're eligible. So let's, who, this is my list. I'll appoint Mr. Smith, Roger Smith. Mr. Smith, this is Leroy Campbell.
Yes, sir.
He has an OBI new charge with a urine screen that was just taken, so that's going to take a little while to get the results back. And he's got some old cases they had warrants on, like driving under suspension. So, did you post a bond, or were you released on?
They released me.
Okay, I'll let you sign a signature bond. It looks like he started with some counseling at Riverside.
Yes,
I've got a report from them.
Good.
It looks like he's been there for a while, so.
Yes, sir.
All right, which, probably looking at 8 or 9 weeks out.
I would think so, sometime mid-April, you think, early mid-April?
About the 21st.
April, yes, it's a Friday, I'm here.
April 21st will be the next hearing. Be a pretrial. I'll set everything that day for pretrial. It would be a good idea if you started working on some of these old cases.
Yes.
Okay. And he can sign a $2,000 signature bond.
Thank you, Judge.
You help him with the bond.
He signed it, Chairman.
Oh, he's already signed it. Okay. Okay, next hearing, April 21st.
Thank you, Judge.
State of Ohio versus Donald Dickus, case number CRA 23104, CRB 23105, GRC 23159.
And sir, are you Donald Dickus?
Yes, sir.
The bail sent you a copy of some of the charges. The traffic charge is 23,159. I'm going to arraign you on that first. It alleges that on February the 13th at 11:12 p.m. in Perry Township, you were driving a vehicle while you were under the influence of alcohol, and that you took a breath test and it tested 185. And it states in legend you've had multiple prior OVI convictions, but the last two were in 2014.
It's been quite a long time.
Let's get Mr. Heald out to see what the state's position is going to be on what level of offense this is.
I didn't even know what they arrested me for. I mean, there's circumstances, because I was not driving. My truck was just incapable of going anywhere, 2 flat tires.
All right, this is Mr. Heald. He's the assistant prosecuting attorney. This is Donald Dickus. He's got an OVI. I don't know if you have that filed. He's got multiple priors. I don't know what level of offense you're going to consider this. The last two were, it's alleged on the complaint, were in 2014. There is a test score here of 185, so he did take a test.
That ain't what they told me on the score on it. It's like, can I get a arrest report?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
A lot of times I have them here. I don't see his file here, but I can approach and look at it.
Yeah, if you want to look. I just wanted to tell him the correct level of offense if it's going to be considered a multiple level. Okay, they follow it, so there's fine. Okay, we'll go with that. All right, Mr. Dickus, the state has elected to file your case as a felony, so they're alleging that because of your prior convictions, that makes this a felony offense, a felony of the 3rd degree. So the maximum penalty for that offense is 3 years in prison, $10,500 fine, forfeiture of the vehicle if it was titled to you, and a lifetime license suspension. Those are the maximum things that could happen. The minimum on this level offense is 60 days in jail, $1,350 fine, and a 3-year license suspension. Okay, you're also charged with possession of drug paraphernalia. It's alleged that at the same time and place, you're in possession of a metal straw with white powder residue. That's a 4th degree misdemeanor. Maximum penalty is 30 days in jail, $200. Do you have the money to hire a lawyer?
No, sir. I'm
Do you have a
disabled.
job?
No, sir.
You don't have any income at all?
No, well, I got disability.
Okay. I'm going to appoint Mr. Steyer to represent you. He is here. We'll get him into the courtroom and introduce you. Mr. Steyer, this is Donald Dickus. He has a felony OVI charge, is the main charge, and a drug paraphernalia. So I'm appointing you to represent him. There was also a misdemeanor charge. I assume the state's going to acknowledge that. That was the 23-159.
Yes.
So 23-159 is knowledge.
I
don't see that.
Did you
Don't
file
say.
this felony because
It's
you're-
already filed.
What is the case number?
23-104.
That's it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
First circumstances.
Well, we're not gonna talk about it on the record.
Since he's appeared, he can sign an OR bond. I'll make it a $5,000 signature bond.
He might have posted a bond, Your Honor.
According to the check.
Did you post the
Lying.
I didn't see one.
Okay.
Sounds like he did not post one. So he can sign a signature bond, $5,000. And when do you want to have the preliminary hearing, Mr. Steyer?
Normally, they have 15 days to bring the case in for a preliminary hearing because you're out of jail. We don't have to realize that. You could go outside the 15 days.
Yeah, just whenever.
Okay.
But like I say, I've got circumstances.
Well, again, we'll discuss that when we're not on the record.
Correct.
Your Honor, we are, he's out of jail, so there's 15-day period in which to have that. I don't know what the date of the alleged incident was.
13th.
So,
The 13th.
I'm here the 27th.
Okay.
Would that day work, Your Honor?
Yes.
Is that outside?
It's not, that's within the 15 days.
All right, we'll set February 27th as the preliminary hearing and pretrial. Any other matters before the court?
I don't believe there is anything further from the defense.
All right.
We would, as part of his bond, would ask that he be ordered not to drive, of course.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't even have a truck.
He is under an automatic license suspension.
February 27th. At 10 a.m., but yeah. All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Just wait for me out in the lobby. I'll be out there in a couple minutes with your file.
State of Ohio versus Tiffany Wiseman, case number CRD 23-100.
Ma'am, are you Tiffany Wiseman?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Wiseman, it's alleged that Perry Township, February 13th of this year, you knowingly caused or tried to cause physical harm to Zachary Dement, that he's either a member of your family or a member of your household. So the charge is domestic violence. That's a first-degree misdemeanor. Maximum penalty is 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine. Case number is 230100. Do you understand the charge?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand your rights?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to this charge?
Not guilty.
You want a lawyer appointed?
Yes, sir.
Do you have a job?
No.
You have no income?
No, sir.
I'll appoint Mr. Stratton.
And Your Honor, this is a cross-filing. Mr. Dement, Zachary Dement also has a charge against him relating to this. And it's my understanding too that he has two other pending domestic violence charges in
We
this
have
court.
that charge separately.
He is in jail.
Oh, okay, he's in jail. So we'll get to him when we get to the jail folks. I'll enter a not guilty plea for Ms. Wiseman.
We're going to ask for protection order too, Your Honor.
Okay, so the mutual protection order, stay away, in other words, stay away from Mr. Dement.
Okay.
Any problem doing that?
No.
Do you all have separate places to live?
He was living in my household, but I do have a paper stating from my apartment complex that he is no longer allowed on premises.
Okay,
So,
If you need that paper, I have it back there.
why don't you give it to your lawyer?
Okay.
Next Friday's not bad, if you're available then.
The
24th.
24th? Yeah, that'd be fine, Your Honor.
Pre-trial will be February 24th at 10 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
She's posted a bond, so that's continued.
I'm on bond. It's 347.
We're going to step out here and talk for a minute. All right, thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Your Honor, may I approach for a second?
Yes. You gotta hang around till you do the arrangements.
State of Ohio versus Torrey J. Baker Jr., case number TRC 20-2078, TRC 20-1647, A, B, and C.
All right, Corey Baker is here. This was set for review on Monday. He's here today. And are you still at Riverside?
No, sir, I graduated from there.
Okay. Was there a reason you missed Monday?
Yeah, you usually have me come on Fridays because I work Monday through Thursday. I just forgot to remind you last time.
Okay. So what are you doing on your case? Have you got anything down on your case?
I think I just have fines left. I get paid today and I'll send in a payment.
Okay, well, you gotta get this done.
Can you tell me exactly how much I have left on fines?
1307 on case number 2078 and 80 on 1647. That's where I'm showing. To get the really accurate, it shouldn't be any more than that, but check with the clerk's office.
Okay.
All right, I'll set your, and you want it on Fridays, right?
Yes, sir.
March 17th will be your next hearing.
Thank
Get
you.
this finished, and you don't have to come back for any more of these hearings.
Yes, sir.
March 17th, 9 a.m.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, that finishes the arraignments until we've got some at the jail to do. We'll do those by teleconference shortly. And we're now going to start pretrials.
State of Ohio versus Kayla Schrader, case number TRC 22-1489, B and C.
Your Honor, this is one we're continuing, we're asking to sign the motion, there's additional discovery. I think you'll be able to work this out.
All right, and Mr. Heel approved that, so this case is continued at defendant's request for the final waiver until March 20th.
Did we do anything on that?
State of Ohio versus Bradley Maines, case number CRD 22-48.
Mr. Holt's case, set for pretrial today.
Your Honor, this is a 90-day continuance, dismissal from court cross.
Your Honor, make that case number again.
22-648. Names.
There's been no further issues, but Mr. Names is hoping to be able to pay court costs today. It doesn't have with him right now.
Okay, here's what I'll do. I'll continue it for another month. If he hasn't paid it by then, he has to appear. If he has paid it, he doesn't have to appear.
And Your Honor, we spoke with the alleged victim, and she says there have been no further problems at this time.
Okay.
What was that name?
March 17th.
State of Ohio versus Joshua Ramey, case number TRC 22-2576, A and B.
All right, and this is Mr. Holt's case set as a pretrial. Joshua Lane.
Or was that last case March 17th?
March 17th.
Well, it's fun when you have to do it.
Your Honor, I believe that we have a tentative resolution in this matter. Mr. Ramey's agreed to be referred to, at the court's choice, to take an assessment. He lives in Huntington, but he works at Sam's in South Point, so if there's some, I don't know what would be the most.
How does he pay for medical services?
You have to do health insurance.
Through Walmart, I don't know if it's kicked in yet.
I'm not
He
sure
just
if
signed up this year.
he's worked there for quite a while, but he just signed up for insurance, so I don't know if his insurance will cover it through his
They
employer.
provide insurance?
Sam's does,
Oh, I work at
or
Walmart.
Walmart, excuse me.
Yeah.
You don't have a medical card then?
No.
OVP, probably OVP, ProAct, Valley Health, any of those, since he's a West Virginia resident and has insurance, they all take West Virginia. Well, they would take health insurance.
Is there a representative?
There is not a representative
Write those down.
of any of those here
We'll
today.
make it Valley Health.
JT, is it complete?
You want to do it today? Okay. We could do the plea today and then just make it a part of his probation that he do the assessment.
Well, we would want to delay the sentencing. Right now, it's a second offense high score, so, well, I know, but it's charged right now with second offense high score. One of the things that we're looking at, Your Honor, is that one of the it's currently a second offense high score. One of the priors is a magistrate's court conviction, so it might at this point really be a first offense high score, but we wanted him to go and do his treatment and delay the sentencing and come back and see where we stand after he's successful.
Okay. So, Mr. Ramey, your attorney's representing the court that you want to change your plea to guilty, that you're agreeing to going to some counseling for substance use, and that will come back at a later date to sentence you. And let me say this, your treatment or how you get sentenced is going to be dependent upon how successful you are in treatment. The better you do, then the better I can do as far as sentence. I'm going to have quite a bit of latitude in what I do on the sentence here. The bottom line is, I want to encourage you, if you have a substance use problem, to get this under control and not have a problem in the future. So demonstrate that to me by your conduct.
Yes, sir.
And what you'll do is you'll go get an assessment, go to the treatment they set up for you, and then you'll come back periodically, and I'm going to get reports from the agency as to how you're doing. Okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
So do you agree with what your attorney has represented to the court?
I agree.
Is there anything you want to tell me right now?
No.
Okay, let's come back in a month and see where we are. Go get an assessment, come back, and I'll get a report then as to how you initially are doing. So that'll be a sentencing hearing, March 17th, 10 o'clock.
Your Honor, can we do the 20th? I'll be here that day if it's okay.
That's fine. March 20th for sentencing. And you need to tell them why you're there. Don't, I have people that say, I don't know why I'm here. The judge just told me to show up. So you need to tell them you got a second offense, what your test score was, all that information is relevant to how they assess you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Lonnie E. Morris, case number TRC 21-3013 A and B.
Lonnie Morris.
Lonnie E. Morris, did not check in, Your Honor.
I think it's Mr. Holt's case set for free trial.
I don't have any information, Your Honor.
All right, he's a Kentucky resident. So there should be a warrant and a DLDF in Kentucky. Okay, whatever. It'll get suspended in Kentucky.
Okay.
State of Ohio versus Bryce Butcher, case number TRC 193992 A and B.
Ms. McAllister, you can leave your video off. We'll come to you when we're ready. All right, this is Mr. Smith's case. Bryce Butcher.
Your Honor, I spoke with Mr. Hill earlier. He was just arraigned Friday in Judge Ballard's court. We were in front of Judge Ballard. He has a pretrial March 1st. I think we can hopefully we'll resolve all these together. If we come back the 3rd, the 10th, or 17th, one of those Fridays.
Can't be the 10th.
Okay, the 3rd or 17th, either whatever's better for the court, or the 24th.
When is it that he's going to appear?
March 1st, in front of Judge Ballard.
Okay, well, sometime after March 1st.
Yes, any Friday after March 1st.
Let's see. At 3rd or 17th are fine, whichever is better for you.
Let's do the 17th, just in case something would happen, that March 1st date gets pushed out or something.
March 17th would be the next hearing for Mr. Butcher here at
17th.
March 17th.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Your Honor. You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Michelle D. Terry, case number CRB 22818.
Mr. Smith's case, pre-trial.
It is, Judge. I have just received discovery from the state. I've looked at it briefly with my client. We have reciprocal discovery, we have a video I have not yet given to Mr. Hill. We would like to come back for one more pretrial. As of now, we're on a collision course for a bench trial, but I think if we have one more pretrial and we set, and I get my discovery to Mr. Hill, maybe we can resolve it.
Is there a co-defendant in this or not?
There's not.
There's not.
The 17th, if that's a good date.
March 17th.
That work for you?
All right, March 17th will be the next hearing, 10 o'clock, pre-trial.
State of Ohio versus Christopher Smith, case number CRB 22-741, A&B.
This is Mr. Roger Smith's case as a pre-trial.
Is it Riverside, Judge?
Riverside.
I don't know if we have an updated report.
Christopher Smith is the defendant.
Judge, I was curious to one thing. Is there any cost that I have? I wasn't aware of any cost or anything.
When's case is concluded?
Not at this point.
Not yet.
Under some reason, there is a cost of $135 showing in the computer, and it says it's accepted, it's treatment, dismissed with cost.
Okay.
So we put the cost in there so you can pay it.
Oh,
Okay.
Well, it's not a great report.
it's not, we're nowhere near ready, Judge, to resolve this case.
Okay. Maybe Mr. Smith, you could
I-
put him in
Yes, I will, Judge.
and come back in a month,
That'd be fine, Judge.
Yes,
March
sir.
17th.
Sure.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus David Martin, case number CRB 2338.
All right, Mr. Holtz, the attorney in this case.
Thank you, sir.
Should I think we had an attorney last time. Yes.
Your Honor, I just received some discovery this morning. With Mr. Hill and I would like to be able to review that and have my client review that. Could we set this for March 6th?
Yes. Defendant's request, case is continued to March 6th for pretrial.
If you want to go ahead and take this, you can. I don't even see it, man. I mean, the only thing you don't see me touch is the candy. Yeah, no problem. 6 March? Yep. 10? 10 o'clock.
State of Ohio versus Aaron K. Gibson, case number PRD 22-2756, A&B.
Okay, this is the one that, Mr. Hill, you were looking at, a continuance.
May I approach? I've got a proposed entry.
Yeah.
The only objection we have, the motion indicates they wait for the entry date.
Yes, approve it now. Okay, this is a request for a continuance by the defendant. The court's going to grant it. That does waive the time constraints. So that's going to be on the docket for the 24th, February 24th, for pretrial, 10 o'clock.
State of Ohio versus Jacqueline D. Dillon, case number TRD 19-2682, TRC 17-2192, A, B, and C.
This Tyler Smith 6.
Yeah, no, I'm just. Have a report, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Yeah, 370. I don't know why.
Okay, executive report. Second.
Your Honor, I represent Ms. Dillon, also in Police Court. We go back, I think, March 22nd, and at that time, she's going to start on a ILC, so we foresee it being granted based on the fact that she's doing well in treatment and everything else. So we're just here, I believe, on the traffic case, still pending here.
Yeah, she still has things left, not uncompleted. So, why don't we come back in April, a couple months out?
That's fine, Your Honor.
14th, 21st?
Either one's fine.
Okay, we'll do the 14th, April 14th will be your next time. Pre-trial and review.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Mackenzie Chapman, case number CRB 2342.
All right, and Mr. Yon is representing Ms. Chapman.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Yon.
How are you?
I've got it.
Thank you.
Present for you. Sure. You want to approach? May we approach, Your Honor?
Yes. Good, who are you? Shouldn't get it expunged. What I typically do on these, because we have such a high rate of substance use with it, usually I don't if you're The biggest one is just, still seem to be doing fine. Banned thousands of people. As I said, it's like the siren. It's already kind of Lowe's. They never get to me. I mean, 30 years, and you get 3 cases from Lowe's. I mean, a week we get from Walmart, 10 to 12. They got the negatives. Cameras in the ceiling. Yeah. This case will be recalled later in the docket.
State of Ohio versus Angela McAllister, case number CRB 22717.
Yeah, you want to bring up
She
Ms.
should be
McAllister?
By Blue Jeans.
All right, Ms. McAllister, you are there. I'm trying to, the video is not blocked, but the audio is not showing. All right, there she is. Ms. McAllister, can you hear me? Ms. McAllister. I'm showing you have your audio blocked on your end. Can you check your microphone? Okay, I don't know if she's not responding. This was a case that was going to be dismissed if the costs were paid, my
Your Honor, I think there's some special circumstances with this case. I know the victim has been, the victim in this case is a victim in a murder case. Angela is not able to be here today. I don't think costs have been paid, but I just ask if it's okay with the court and prosecutor that we just dismiss this without cost.
What's the state's position?
Well, we no longer have a victim, so it would not be possible for us to prove the case, so I don't guess we can force the issue of the court cost payment.
So you just want to nollate that?
Yes.
Case will be nolled.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I never could get her microphone off, so you can communicate with her.
Yeah,
Case is dismissed.
I'll go take care of it.
State of Ohio recalls Mackenzie Chapman, case number CRB 2342.
All right, Mr. Johns representing Ms. Chapman. Mr. Johns, do you reach some understanding?
We have reached an understanding we would be willing to plead guilty, and the conditions being that she's stay out of Walmart, she will do drug screen if you tell me where to send her, and that's it.
Okay. All right, well, we're going to do it here. So
Okay.
we'll do an instant screen. Let's have her go do that, and then once that gets the results, we'll finish the sentencing. All right, go do the screen. We'll call you back after we get the results.
All right. Where does she go?
Out in the lobby, we'll show her where to go.
State of Ohio versus Leanne Gibson, case number TRC 2371 A and B.
Mr. Stiers' case set for pretrial.
Your Honor, discovery is ongoing in this matter. I'm going to ask for a continuance, and we would waive time to accomplish that.
When do you want to come back?
Put something on the 27th earlier. Is that still a day that the court considers okay to put things on, or we'll go a little further?
Well, if we have to, it's pretty busy.
Well, we can go a little further than that. How does the 6th look?
Not bad.
Okay.
March 6th.
March 6th. That was for you. So you can do it right now. You'll be able
March
to-
6th
Yeah.
will be the next hearing.
You'll be able to read it better if you wrote it.
Pretrial, 10 o'clock.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Timothy Clark, case number TRC 2373 A and B.
All right, Mr. Cremines is representing you, sir.
Yes, sir.
We need Mr. Cremines in the courtroom, please.
Your Honor, I was retained on this and filed a notice of appearance this morning. If we could move this to March 13th, file discovery, that should give time to make those things happen.
Okay, March 13th, at the defendant's request, will be the next hearing, 10 o'clock for pretrial.
Bring that up. Sure. Your Honor, Mr. Cremines is requesting driving privileges, and we don't have it. Well, it's a high score. I don't know if that changes anything.
First offense?
First offense, Your Honor.
Still after 15 days.
So it's been 15 days.
May I approach Your Honor?
Yes.
State of Ohio versus Michael or Mikhail Gardner, case number CRB 22611.
Mr. Thompson's case?
We have a report from Pat.
Yes.
Yes.
So yesterday you had the meeting with Ms. Harmon, is that right? Did that actually, no, it was 2 days ago.
2 days ago. Did you meet with this lady? Okay.
Okay, it seems like things are going well. How's the state want to proceed?
Well, it's a good enough report, so that's good. The last time, I believe that Mr. Gardner's father maybe was here.
He's here.
Maybe he has, we'd like to maybe see what, from a family's perspective, how things are going.
Okay, if he can come up and talk to the prosecutor, please.
So Mr. Gardner says that things are going fine at home, and we want to just continue on the same path.
Okay. Come back in approximately a month.
Sounds good.
March 17th.
Monday?
That's a Friday. Would you prefer the 20th as a Monday?
Please, thank you.
March 20th. It'd be as a pretrial. Okay, we're starting preliminary hearings now.
State of Ohio versus Alyssa R. Sallards, case number CRA 2158, CRB 2460.
Who is this?
Alyssa Sowers.
Your Honor, I have a year analysis of language.
Okay.
Oh, okay, I remember.
What agency generated these documents?
Focus. says F something on it.
Our counselor was to send a report. That didn't happen, so she got her on the phone, and the counselor said that she would send it when they had time. So,
Okay, well, let's do our own screen. Let's have her go do a screen here at the court.
well, the problem with that is, I anticipated that was going to happen. I met her as she was coming out of the restroom, so.
Okay. Well, we'll be here for a while. I'll be here for a while.
Okay.
Okay.
I think you can get a water.
Okay.
All right.
This will be recalled.
State of Ohio versus Jeffrey Moore II, case number CRA 21412 A and B, TRC 2814.
Mr. Holt's case, second. Seven Hope.
Madam President?
Yes.
I'm still in it. I'm in an IOP. Yeah, it's complicated.
Your Honor, he does have a script for the 2.6 and 2.9. I was just trying to inform me. It's a shot he's taking.
Okay, he got an excellent report from his employer, so that's really good. Thanks for bringing that in.
How long do we want to come back for another review, or do we want to?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Could we do March 20th? Or the 24th is fine for me.
Why don't we go out 2 months?
Okay. How about the 10th of April?
That should be fine. April the 10th. Good job, Mr. Moore.
Thank you, Your
On
Honor.
the right path, keep it up.
Appreciate you.
April 10th, 10 o'clock.
Thank you.
Really good. I don't know if you saw the letter, I assume you read it from your employer. It's really good.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
State of Ohio versus Joseph S. Cup, case number CRA 2159, TRC 2048 A, B, and C.
Joseph Tuck is Mr. Steyer's case.
Your Honor, Mr. Cupp is undergoing outpatient treatment through Riverside Recovery. Oh, with OVP, I'm sorry. With OVP apparently. You completed 30-day inpatient with OVP?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, he completed a 30-day inpatient with OVP as well.
Okay, and where are we now? What's going on now?
Now he's,
Well, apparently he continued to Riverside. Somehow that didn't work out. I'm not sure of the details, but we did get him scheduled with OVP outpatient for follow-up so that he is in treatment.
Okay. It looks like, he's been doing Sublocade. Are you still doing that?
Yes, sir.
And will that come from OVP or from where, how do you get that?
Yes, he'll get that at OVP.
Okay. I think maybe we should come back sooner than a month.
that'd be fine, Your Honor. 2 weeks is the 3rd. Does that sound?
3rd or 6th, either one.
Let's do the 3rd if that's possible.
Okay. March 3rd.
March 3rd.
Um,
10 o'clock.
State of Ohio
Thank you.
versus Matthew
Thank
Gonzalez.
you. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Case number CRA 22590 A and B, CRB 22589, CRB 22377, CRB 22362, CRB 22343, CRB 22309, CRB 2277.
And these are Mr. Steyer's cases. We're here on the latest one, it's the preliminary hearing.
The preliminary hearing matter, Your Honor, it's my understanding that the alleged victim has contacted the state and said that they don't wish to proceed with the charges. The state would like to nevertheless take them to the grand jury. I'm sorry.
I didn't say anything.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm nodding my head.
Okay, I thought I heard something as well. So to preserve his bond, we are willing at this time to waive to the preliminary hearing on that matter. The other matters, I believe, are reviews.
Yes. So is that correct about, say, wanting to take it to the grand jury then?
Yes, and I didn't know if maybe Ms. Wallace was here.
Oh, she is. This is waiving the right to a probable cause hearing in order to keep your bond.
There was also a misdemeanor assault. Did that occur at the same time, or is that a
What's the case number?
CRB 22589?
589? Yeah, it's on the same, it's in the same
So
file.
that would be naughty.
So, yeah, I assume they'll acknowledge to the grand jury. All right, Mr. Gonzalez, you've signed this document. It says you waive the right to a probable cause hearing in this court. That means you're agreeing your case can go on to be presented to the grand jury. And you up to the grand jury what happens after that.
Yes, Your Honor.
So I'll accept your waiver. That will also transfer your bond down to the other court, which you have a very favorable bond. So, state have any input?
On the issue of bond?
No, I mean, I'm gonna, he's signed a waiver, so this last case is just gonna go to the grand jury and the misdemeanor, there is a misdemeanor assault in there, you want to
I'll
nollie
nollie that to the grand jury.
So 22589 is nollie to the grand jury. Felony is waived to the grand jury.
Where's the current?
And then the other cases here are just payment of fines and court costs set for review. Can he make any payment today?
Can you make payment today?
I made one the last time I was here.
He says he made one when he was here prior. I think we were here about a week ago. He said he made a payment on that day. I'm not sure if the files have been updated since then.
Should be able to see that. Yes, he did. Okay, so I'll set those for another review hearing, March 17th.
Are those going to return to the review docket then, Your Honor?
Yes, there'll be reviews,
Okay.
9 a.m., March 17th. Those are all concluded cases. Nothing else is still pending here.
No, I don't believe anything else is pending.
Anything else?
It's all from the defense.
Anything from the state?
No, Your Honor, thank you. Your Honor, on that case we just concluded, the alleged victim wants to address the court with respect to the protection order.
Okay. Do that.
Orders. Oh, no, there's a no contact order already in the prior cases. So, well, we're going to oppose the dropping of the no contact order that was a court order from the last cases.
Your Honor, if I can get Mr. Gonzalez back in here
Okay, let's
on that
say,
issue.
back,
'Cause-
while we're doing that, Mr. Thompson, you want to approach the bench? Have you seen this fax from?
There was an inconsistency. Don't believe two different names.
But you got a copy of it, or
No.
you want to review it? Or, okay. Okay, you can go on.
State of Ohio versus Stephen Thompson, case number CRA 22617, PRC 222476, A, B, and C, and CRB 21570, CRA 19235.
Okay, it's a good report from Riverside for Mr. Thompson.
I understand. It's a first offense.
That's fine. Judge, I think we have come to an agreement for your approval on at least part of this. With respect to OBI, he's going to change his plea to guilty. And I think Mr. Hill and I would jointly ask you to delay sentencing and let him continue in treatment and see how he does. Excuse me.
I heard you say, Mr. Field or Mr. Hill said you it was a first offense.
It is, Your Honor. He had two priors a long time ago. But, you know, the fact that he's making progress in his treatment is encouraging, and we want him to be successful. So we would be willing, if he pled guilty to the OBI today, to hold on to that. We'd ask the court to delay that sentencing, and then he's got obviously other matters also pending that we would ask to also delay. Actually, the truth is that on this older charge, this menacing charge, that charge goes back quite a ways. It's a 21 case, and the alleged victim on that matter is not opposed to us going ahead and dismissing that case at this time. So we would go ahead.
Case number on that, is that the 21576?
I got 570.
Oh, I'm sorry, it is 570.
Yeah, that's the one. Well, then, yes, that's the one that we would agree to go ahead and dismiss today, and then allow Mr. Thompson to continue in his treatment on the more current charges, and with the plea to the OBI.
21570 is dismissed at the request of the state by the victim. The victim requested it. Now, I'll remind Mr. Thompson that he has a prior conviction back in 2019 on a littering charge, or actually it was an open dumping that was reduced to littering, and he's never paid anything on that. That's still sitting there.
He's thinking the fine was suspended on that case, Your Honor.
Probably court cost, I think, maybe.
That is correct, or the fine was suspended and court costs.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take care of it before we come back.
So was it 135?
Your Honor, it looks like the fine was put in when you come out.
Okay, let's take that out. All right, so he still has the court cost to pay on that, and then continuing his treatment, will delay sentencing on the ODI, and he has a pending possession charge also, that he may get dismissed if he's successful.
Yes, Your Honor.
Another month,
Please.
March 17th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Butch.
State of Ohio recalls Mackenzie Chapman, case number CRB 2342.
Okay, you were correct, Mr. John, as to how she tested. Okay, anything else you'll want to say before conclude things?
I don't think so.
Okay. Okay, it'd be $100 fine and court costs, 10 days in jail suspended, 30 hours community service, order to stay out of Walmart. Review hearing is September 22nd. Finish everything before then, you don't have to come back. Meet with Mr. Cooper about your probation, in order to stay out of Walmart.
9 a.m.
9 a.m., September 22nd.
Okay.
22nd. Mr. Cooper will go over probation terms with you. Did you want to do something on Mr. Gonzalez case?
Yes, Your Honor. We met.
Okay, let's recall Gonzalez.
This is regarding the
On the protection order.
protection order on the older cases.
State of Ohio recalls Matthew Gonzalez, case number CRB 22377.
The alleged victim is, I don't think she's in the courtroom now, she's out in the lobby.
Okay, recall it once she gets out.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Jan Best, case number TRC 221743, A, B, C, and D.
She's not here, Your Honor.
Any idea where she is?
She had called us this morning. I believe she tested positive for COVID. May I approach her?
Yes. Sounds like it's a good report. She's made progress. I don't think she's done, though.
No, we're actually looking at sending her down though, to, I believe it's just 2 individual sessions per week.
Okay. So you're asking for continuance?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Holt, any objection?
No, Your Honor.
And sometime in March, what?
We'll do the 6th.
March 6th is good. Finished request, cases continue to March 6th.
too, but she's
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio recalls Matthew Gonzalez, case number CRB 22377.
It's my understanding this is being recalled because the claim party in the old cases where there have been protection orders, or there was one in the last case that was nolly. She doesn't want a protection order, is my understanding. Is that correct?
Yes.
And would you state your name for the record?
Ashley Kristen Wallace.
And no one's coerced you to say this in court today?
No.
State, have a position?
Well, Your Honor, I think there's a difference between a temporary order based on allegations and a no-contact order based on a finding of guilt. That's our position. And I believe that in order to, I think appropriately, there would need to be something more than just a request in order to drop that protection order. I mean, I think it was put in place in a serious manner.
Your Honor, I believe Marzy's law gives the victim the right to certain rights and sort of entitled, but an entitled, I should say, requires the state to respect the victim's wishes. She's here, she's an adult, she's saying she doesn't wish to have the protective order. I think that the state of the law is such that she's entitled to make that decision, whether Mr. Heald agrees with it or not.
Is there one case where there's no contact order on?
I think it may just be on the entire collection.
The case numbers that, for the no contact order, are 22 CRB 377, 22 CRB 343, 22 CRB 362, 22 CRB 377, 22 CRB 309. So just the volume of cases under which this falls gives us concern that we don't feel like we can just say whatever she wants, because we feel it's a very serious situation.
You need a copy of that judgment entry that he has?
No, well, I mean, I've marked the case numbers.
Okay.
If you want me to do an entry on each.
I'm going to do an entry.
Each of the cases or a separate entry, right?
No, just, you can do one entry that has all those case numbers on it. All right, ma'am, and just to make clear, you are not under any pressure from anyone to come into court and say this?
No.
And you're
My decision.
not under any medications or anything that interferes with your ability to understand the circumstances? You appear to be certainly fine. Well, the court believes that, as adults, everybody gets to be the judge of their own best interests, and we as bystanders may look at that and say, and I'm not saying in this case because I don't know what's going on right now, but I think she gets to make that call, even though we may not agree with it, but it's on the record. I think she's able to make that decision, so I will allow her to register that with the court, and the court will agree with her decision that the no contact order should be lifted. So ordered.
And we also have the TPO also that's pending. I guess she wanted it dropped too. So.
Okay, any temporary protection orders also dropped?
What case is that in?
That would have been the one with Sonali, wasn't it?
Well, I believe the one going to the grand jury, the TPO would have continued.
Okay.
So the part that was not to the grand jury, there would be no TPO in connection to that, but the felony going on to the grand jury would carry with it the TPO.
Okay, so we'll drop on that one, and that case number, that was the 23 case number. And I don't have that file.
22 CRA 590.
Oh, it's 590. Okay, 22 590. So bottom line, any sort of protection orders, no contact orders, any order for Mr. Gonzalez to stay away is dropped at her request.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio recalls Alyssa Sallards, case number CRA 2158, CRB 2460.
courts received a fax from, that purports to be from Focus Residential, which is in Franklin Furnace. And there may be some problems, there's a different name on part of it, maybe, Mr. Thompson?
I think that was just a typo. So she has been discharged from Focus.
I spoke with them and confirmed the content. The name is just wrong.
Okay.
But OVP has stepped forward, come to the rescue here, if you're okay with that.
Yeah, so how is this going to be handled? Is it outpatient, inpatient, what?
Yes, so she explained to me that she's having some issues with her grandmother. She had open heart surgery, which was why she had to come home. So I offered her, instead of not being in treatment at all, a place in our outpatient services so that she can still remain in treatment as long as you're in agreement with that.
Well, let's try it and see. She's got a pending felony.
Yes.
So serious stuff, but the main thing is to get her into treatment and recovery. So that's what we want to see happen.
She has an appointment for Tuesday, so.
At 9 o'clock.
How about March the 6th is the next, that's a Monday. Thank you. March 6th, and we'll get a report then.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome. Thanks, Max. I'll see you later.
State of Ohio versus Tanner v. Howard, case number CRB 21427.
Mr. Tyler Smith's case, it's on the docket to send. 21-427.
May I approach your Honor?
Yes. Okay, well, I think he should do, since he missed a screen at Riverside, let's have him do a screen here today. So go do a screen, we'll come back after you get it done.
State of Ohio versus Kenneth Aaron Maynard, case number CRB 17771.
This is Mr. Steyer.
May I approach?
Yes.
No, I don't think. What is it? It's just like we get paid on the case. Oh, okay. Now, this was after the OVP.
Okay, sounds like we're just getting started, really.
Yes, Your Honor. He actually graduated from OVP and voluntarily came to us.
Right. But
The thing with the marijuana, sir, was, I had family bring more clothes. The clothes was just kinda at my parents'. They did, they had bought me extra clothes, and it was in an old pair of pants that I had. And when I came into Riverside, they had searched all my stuff and had found it. It wasn't nothing as if I was trying to bring it in, nothing like that.
okay, well, time will tell. So.
But I did what you had asked as far as the OVP and completing it. I personally chose to come to Riverside just to further recovery. And Your Honor, Mr. Maynard contacted me during the interim between the last court appearance and said, I finished OVP, I would like to go on into Riverside, can I do that? And I said, well, normally when there's a switch, the judge wants to approve that in advance, but I think in this situation where you've completed treatment and are seeking further inpatient, I don't think the judge is going to object, so.
Absolutely not. So, okay, that tells me you're serious about it, so that's good. Let's continue there, and I appreciate your explanation on the marijuana.
Thank you, sir.
So, how long do you anticipate being at Riverside?
I mean, I'm gonna try to complete it, sir. I mean, I have the goal to do it, you know. I'm just trying to go as far as I can go.
Okay, well, let's come back in another month, and we'll check on your progress.
All right, thank you.
A month, Your Honor, I guess is exactly the 17th because of February. I'm actually not going to be here on the 17th, so if we could go to the 20th, I've got a jury trial on the 20th.
So are we,
13th, March 13th.
March 13th, I'm available.
so are we
Are
extending my sentence? I thought
It's not a
that-
sentence, it's just reviews on the sentence that's already been there, so.
But I thought that.
Yeah, you've already been sentenced, I'm just giving you some time. I'm not making you do any of your sentence while you go to treatment.
That's why I thought it was over with the OVP.
You probably have some fines.
I mean, I understand I got
things of
the
that
fines.
nature,
You have
so-
5 days community service.
Yeah, you still gotta you're gonna stay on probation till you have those things done.
I'm not gonna worry
But he's
about
not
that
gonna worry
while you
about,
go to treatment.
right, he's saying, take this time to focus on treatment, then we can go back to the other issues as you get further in treatment.
Okay, thanks, sir.
Okay.
We said March 13th?
March 13th, I think you're on the right path, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you.
Keep it up.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Sure.
State of Ohio versus Madison L. McCourt, case number TRD 222719.
All right, Ms. McCord is working on getting her license back.
Yes, I paid all the tickets and got my license reinstated Tuesday.
Okay, it'll be reinstated in West Virginia, or?
Yes, I live in West Virginia. I had called the Charleston DMV and I paid the $100 fee and they said that it was reinstated.
So if we check with West Virginia now, it's reinstated?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay, well, let's have a seat and we'll do that. We'll have some
Okay, thank you.
calls. Okay, we're gonna go to the jail, do our teleconference.
State of Ohio versus Darrell Campbell, case number CRB 23106 at the Lawrence County Jail.
All right, we need the jail on teleconferencing.
So we'll put Parker on the 28th, whatever that day would be. Let's take a look and see what that
Is
is.
that on for today?
Yeah, he's in jail.
Yeah, we need somebody to contact the jail. Ms. McAllister, you're still on here. Your case was dismissed, so you can leave.
Apparently.
Let's call the jail.
We can set it for the
Your
3rd.
Honor,
Yeah.
I'll call him.
The 6th is not good, so the 3rd will probably be the best day.
Okay, now they are. All right, so now we have the jail up.
This is initial counsel revocation.
Get them on the screen. They're on my screen. Okay, I'm still showing you're muted. Okay, at the jail, can you hear me? Okay, is this Darrell Campbell? All right, Mr. Campbell, I'm Judge Capper at the Lawrence County Municipal Court in Chesapeake, and this is your arraignment hearing. Can you hear me okay? Okay. You have a charge of aggravated menacing. Before we go into that, I want to make sure you understand your rights. You have the right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything. If you choose to make a statement, it can be used against you. You have a right to have an attorney, to have one appointed if you can't afford one. You have a right to bond, and you have a right to make the state prove any charge beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand those rights? You're charged with aggravated menacing. This complaint alleges that on February the 14th of 2023, you knowingly caused Velma Hughes to believe you would cause serious physical harm to her person or property. That's an aggravated menacing charge. It carries a maximum penalty of 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine. Do you understand the charge? Do you understand your rights? Do you have a job?
He's still, Your Honor, he's still in school. He graduates this year.
From what school?
Sins Valley High School.
Okay, and what's your relationship to?
I'm his mother.
Mother, okay. I'm going to go ahead and appoint a lawyer for him. Mr. Stratton, I'll appoint you to represent.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Campbell.
Feel like you need a protection order for him?
No.
Mr. Hill.
Well, Your Honor, I think probably it's appropriate that there be some kind of cash or surety bond at this point in time. And we may feel differently about that. And may we approach?
Yes. It's just 18.
He has me. His biological father is dead. He has this old man that he claims dad. Only one can take care of him. He's on meds and everything else. He's still in school. He's a senior this year. He graduates this year. I don't know how, but I just want to thank God.
Was he just showing?
No, he goes through his doctor is through NECO. What is the name of her, Lisa, honey? Angie, somebody, at South Point. NECO is the doctor he sees.
Tuesday is fine, Your Honor.
He's upstairs, so he's on his messages sometimes watch it. He's fine, I think.
Your Honor, I've spoken more with Ms. Hughes, and she does not have a problem with him coming home at this time, you know, especially since there's really not any other choices. So we don't have an opposition to an OR bond, and we'd like to come back in a fairly short period of time.
Tuesday?
Tuesday, yeah.
All right, Mr. Campbell, I'm going to let you go from the jail, and you're going to go stay with your mom, but you have to obey her. You have to do what she says. Okay, you got to be back in court on Tuesday. We're going to see you back in court really quick. So he can have a $1,000 OR bond, not guilty plea is entered. And we need some sort of, this demonstrates how poor our mental health services are. We have nothing. In a country as rich as this, we have nowhere for somebody like this to go. It's very frustrating.
It is.
Okay, so we'll see you Tuesday, which is the 21st. Hopefully nothing happens in the intervening time. $1,000 OR bond.
Can you hear the audio from your?
It's not coming through here, it's coming through.
I can hear it up here. Yes.
There, that's all. It's not coming in.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Let us know if you have any.
Okay, that's all for Mr. Campbell.
State of Ohio versus Zachary R. DeMint, case number CRD 23-101.
All right, this is the companion case. To the one involving Tiffany Wiseman. All right, sir, you're Zachary DeMint. I'm Judge Capper at the Lawrence County Municipal Court. This is your arraignment hearing, and you have a right to remain silent. You don't have to make statements, and if you do, they can be used against you. You have a right to have an attorney, have one appointed if you can't afford one, have bail, make the state prove this charge beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand those rights? Okay, you're charged with domestic violence. It's alleged that on February 13th of this year, you not only caused or tried to cause physical harm to Tiffany Wiseman, and that she's either a member of your family or household. It's a first-degree misdemeanor, maximum penalty, 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine. Do you understand this charge? say that was, Riverside? Okay. Well, let's not put the cart before the horse. That's good that you want to go to treatment. Tell me how you want to plead to this charge. Do you want to plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest to the charge of domestic violence? Well, she pled not guilty. Does that change your plea?
You waiting for a ride? Okay.
He said, what is it?
She pled not guilty. She was charged also, and she pled not guilty. Okay, I'm going to enter a not guilty plea for you. Do you have the money to hire a lawyer? Do you have a job? Who did I appoint for? It was either...
It was me, Your Honor, that was pointed on the other cases.
Okay.
Your Honor, Mr. Thompson is representing Mr. Dement on 2 other domestic violence charges with the same victim.
Okay, so that makes sense to appoint him. All right, so I'm going to appoint the same lawyer that was representing you on some of the other cases, Mr. Thompson. Is he still here or is he left? Thompson?
I believe, I have not seen him.
Okay.
I will look.
When did I set Wiseman for?
The 24th.
24th. I'm going to let you sign a signature bond. Now, you've got to stay away from Ms. Wiseman, okay? Yes, sir?
Your Honor,
Does he have what, a holder?
well, I mean, he's got 2 prior pending domestic violences with the same person, plus a burglary charge that was waived to the grand jury involving the same victim. So, I mean, this is getting serious.
Okay.
Well, no, I'm sorry, the burglary is not the same.
May I speak up?
Yes.
She has multiple injuries, bruises all over her body. I think you might have seen her face when she was here. She is very concerned about this guy showing up at her doorstep.
All right, you commit. I'm going to change your bond to $2,500 cash or surety. And set it for a week from today. Your next hearing is going to be February 24th, and I'm ordering you stay away from her.
Rather, he thinks he's getting out today.
You're not getting out unless you post a bond, and you have to stay away from Tiffany Wiseman. Yeah, if you post a bond, you can get a rehab.
The other prior cases are set for March the 6th, so I don't know if the court wants to move those to the 27th.
Let's move them all to the 24th. Oops. Okay, and I'm ordering you stay away from her. Your next hearing will be the 24th. We'll let Mr. Thompson know. Okay, that's all.
State of Ohio versus Justin M. King, case number TRD 21884, A, B, and C.
All right, sir, are you Justin King? All right, Mr. King. Mr. King, I'm Judge Capper at Orange County Municipal Court. You, looks like you got picked up on a warrant for failure to appear on a charge from back in 21. It was a driving under suspension, no insurance, and expired plates from Proctorville. Can you hear me, sir?
Said that you're cutting out.
Yeah, well, I don't know if I'm ever even cutting in. Can you try to reboot that? I mean, it's not working. But we're going to try to reboot the teleconferencing equipment. It's not working properly. Just shut it down. Yeah.
State of Ohio recalls Madison McCourt, case number TRD 222719. The license is valid.
Okay. All right, we did verify that your license is valid.
Okay.
So you'd already pled guilty, but what I'll do, I will, since you've reinstated.
I'm sorry, someone's in her case, and I can't do anything until whoever out front is in her case.
You get tell them to get out of the court, Madison McCourt.
Perhaps when someone was looking it up.
Right.
With West Virginia, like, case. Okay, I'm in it now.
Okay. So I'm going to amend it from driving under suspension to no operator's license, so there's no points on that. Anything else you want to tell me?
No, sir, thank you so much.
You're welcome. $50 fine and court costs, so can you pay that today or you need time?
I probably need time. Would it be, can I pay it maybe Monday?
Yeah, that's fine. I just have to set it for, well, here's what I'll do. I'll do a final pay date, May 9th. So you pay it before May 9th, all is good. After May 9th, it will have been sent into the Ohio BMV for failure to pay, and we'll have suspended you.
Okay.
So you got to May 9th.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio recalls Justin King from Orange County Jail.
Okay. All right, Mr. King, is that any better? Can you hear me now? Okay, well, I can hear you a little bit, but something's wrong.
Put his microphone down. Motion, please.
I don't think that's it. This is not coming through the screen up here. The microphones aren't on. Okay, so let's proceed. It's alleged that you missed a hearing back in 21, April of 21, and got a warrant issued because of it, and I assume you got stopped and picked up, and that's why you're in jail on this warrant. Do you understand that? How do you plead to these charges that on April the 3rd of 21 in Proctorville, you were driving with a suspended license and expired plates? You want to plead not guilty? Is that right? You want to plead not guilty? Okay. Well, that means I'm going to have to set it for a trial. Can you post a bond? But since you didn't show up, I'm going to have you post a bond now. Can you post a bond to get out of jail? You want to talk to a bail bondsman? go ahead and sentence you. Well, let's back up. Were your plates expired at the time? Were you under suspension? Okay, well, I don't feel too bad about accepting your guilty plea then. And did you fail to appear in court when you were supposed to? Okay. Sounds like you're guilty all the way around, so I think the smart play is to plead guilty, because otherwise you're going to have to post a bond and come back to court and have a trial on these issues. How long you been in jail now? Well, when did you get picked up on this warrant? Okay, so you must have something in common pleas court too? Do you have something in common pleas, a felony or something that you're looking at over here? Okay. So they extradited you from West Virginia over here? Okay. Well, so you're still going to be in jail because you got to face that. But we might as well get this out of the way, because I'm not, these are not that serious of charges. So I'll just go ahead and give you fines on these, and then that still means you're going to be sitting in jail waiting to clear up these felonies. But you don't have to worry about these anymore. Okay, so 21,884 on the driving under suspension. I'll give him a $100 fine and court costs. I'll give you a review hearing date of September 22nd. So you got till then or pay, or you got to show up for a hearing at 9 a.m. September 22nd. On the expired plates, $30 fine. You know, they charged him with no insurance. I'll dismiss that. Okay, so you're done with me, but you got to deal with common pleas. So good luck on that. I don't know when that'll be. Maybe if you're lucky, next Wednesday. If you're not lucky, it may be the Wednesday after that, right? They may get you the first Wednesday, they may be 2 Wednesdays before they get to you, but it'll be a Wednesday. Do you have any questions of me, sir? Okay, so your stuff here is over with. Your traffic stuff is done. You still have to take care of common pleas, whatever that is.
State of Ohio versus Cody J.W. Meade, TRC 23-152, A, B, and C, TRD 22-2101, A and B, TRC 22 1690, A and B. State of Ohio recalls Tanner B. Howard here at the court, case number CRB 21427.
Okay, let's deal with him. Okay, that's acceptable.
What's that case number you're on?
This is Tanner Howard, is 21427. So he's still getting active treatment and just starting another phase, so let's continue on.
That's fine, Your Honor. In fact, we're back in common pleas court on a couple of cases on the 1st, so sometime
after that, 17th of March.
Can we do the 20th?
20th, March 20th. For sentencing. Is that doing it? All right, are you Cody Meade?
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, you're a technological genius. All right, Mr. Mead, I'm Judge Capper. This is your arraignment hearing. You have a right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything. What you say is all going down on the record and can be used against you. You have a right to have an attorney and have one appointed if you can't afford one, to have bail, and to make the state prove these charges beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand those things?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this new charge is case number 23-152. It's alleged this happened on February the 11th of 2023 at 3:41 a.m. in Fayette Township. It's alleged that you were operating a vehicle while you were under the influence of either alcohol, drugs, or a combination of those things, and that it would be a second offense that you had a prior sometime in 2022. So that raises the possible penalties. On a second offense, the maximum is 6 months in jail, $1,625 fine, and a 5-year license suspension. That's the most that can be imposed against you on a second offense. The least that can be imposed is 10 days in jail, $525 fine, 1-year license suspension, and impoundment of the vehicle if it was titled to you, which the state's not alleging that. They're saying it was titled to somebody named Hannah Brammer, so that wouldn't apply.
Yes, sir.
Now, you got some other charges. So, well, let's see, first of all, do you understand the operating a vehicle intoxicated charge?
Yeah, I understand.
Next charge, driving under a suspension. State's alleging you were driving under an OVI suspension from your prior OVI. So that's a different type of driving or suspension. It's a first-degree misdemeanor. Maximum penalty is 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine, but unlike other driving or suspensions, this one has a minimum. All the others don't. This one has a minimum. If you're convicted, I have to give you at least 3 days in jail and a $250 fine. Then the final charge is driving out of your lane. That's a minor misdemeanor. Maximum penalty is $150 fine. Do you understand these 3 charges?
Yes, sir.
How do you wish to plead to these charges?
Guilty.
Guilty means guilty means you're admitting it's true, and there's mandatory jail on this. You understand I have to give you jail time on a second offense.
I understand that.
Well, let me tell you also, before you say anything further, because I didn't really explain this, you have a urine test. That's going to take several weeks to get results back. It goes to a lab that they package it up, send it to Columbus, and then it takes several weeks to get the results. I don't know what the results are going to show. You might hopefully have a pretty good idea. I don't have a clue. So you're very welcome to wait till the results come back and see what the urine test shows. But if you enter a guilty plea, I'm not going to wait. I'm going to go ahead and find you guilty and sentence you now. I'm not going to wait to see what the results are.
Your Honor, if I may, he also had an open OVI from 22 he hasn't been sentenced on.
Okay.
That Roger Smith is representing him on.
And I think
Had a
that,
warrant.
I'm sorry, I don't think he has a conviction from 22.
Oh, okay.
I think it's still pending.
Well, you know what? You have some complicating legal issues here, and you got a lawyer representing you on this prior OVI. I think it makes sense. The smart play here, Mr. Mead, is to have Mr. Smith look this over and represent you on both, because you still have a case pending. Now, it looks like you had failed to appear in the past on that case and had a warrant, so what's your explanation on that? You were out of pocket since August, according to the record. You were supposed to be here in August on that case, and you didn't show up and haven't been seen nor heard of since.
I violated probation and went on a run.
Okay.
That's what happened.
Okay, so you've got some stuff in common pleas too that you got to deal with?
Yes, sir. I'm in a mess.
It sounds like it. Well, here's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to enter a not guilty plea for you on this new OVI charge. Appoint Mr. Smith, because he was representing you on the old one. You're probably not, well, what's the state's position? He's going to have to get arraigned by common pleas.
It sounds like he's going to be in custody anyway, but just based on what we have here, he had an OVI pending and he didn't show up to court. Now he's got another one. We think that there ought to be some cash or surety bond.
I'm going to set your bond at $2,000 cash or surety.
Okay.
Now, even if you posted that right now, you wouldn't be able to get out because you got to go to common pleas court and see.
Yeah, I understand.
But,
Yeah, I understand.
okay, so Mr. Smith is going to be your lawyer. I wonder if he'll be here next Friday. Okay. I'm going to find out when he's going to be here, and I'm going to put you on the docket when Mr. Smith is going to be.
Okay.
If he's here next Friday, I'll set it then. That's the 24th.
Okay, that'll work.
Your Honor, Mr. Smith is here next Friday.
Okay, he is here, so if I had to bet, I say you'll still be in jail next Friday. But if you're not, then you gotta get to the court in Chesapeake, because that means you will have posted a bond for me, and common pleas let you out somehow. Otherwise, I'll see you on teleconference.
Alrighty, I won't be going anywhere anytime soon.
Probably not. Okay, February 24th is your next hearing. Just in case you do, I want you to know you gotta get here to the court in Chesapeake next Friday at 10 o'clock for a hearing. And I'll let Mr. Smith know he's representing you on this new charge.
Alright, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Robert Parker, case number CRB 22798 and CRB 22554.
Hey, Robert Parker is Mr. Stratton's case, and this is before the court, I think, on a probation violation.
Your Honor, he has a holder out of Soda County that's set for the 28th. Win or denial on this motion to revoke right now, and ask this be set for the 3rd.
For March 3rd?
Yes.
So he has a new charge in Scioto?
No new charge, it's revocation.
Okay. So, Your Honor, just in case the court doesn't remember, this is one in which this individual is a Scioto County resident and the victim of the violation of protection order charge, also a Scioto County resident, but the violation happened in Lawrence County. And the case was concluded, I guess, in the last month or two. And
Yes.
he was to be supervised by the probation authority there in Scioto County, and they have apparently filed the violation.
I spoke to his probation officer in Soda County this morning.
So, what's the state's position on bond? What's the Scioto County done anything on?
He has no bond in Soda County, so the 28th, he has not had an initial appearance, so the 28th is probable cause, so that is where they'll set a bond. So he has no bond out of Soda County right now, so, I mean, it's sort of a mute issue, I guess.
I guess I don't really know how this is going to work. I mean, he's on probation from this court, so.
Does he have a separate probation from Scioto County? Okay.
Oh, that's
Separate,
right.
okay.
Yeah. He's
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
Okay. Well,
do we want him to go there, or?
I think.
Well, I think, where's he been? Where's he been? He's being held here.
Yeah, but I mean.
I think that Mr. Davis knows he's here, that he made arrangements to have him transferred there for that court hearing, I assume.
Oh, okay. They just came and picked him up to
Yeah. Mr. Davis is aware where he's at and what's happening here.
Okay.
But you don't think there's a holder on him from Sauter County?
There is,
Okay.
yes.
With no bond?
With no bond, well,
Oh.
because he hasn't had his
Community
initial
control
appearance
violation.
yet, so.
Okay.
We'd ask for a $2,500 cash or surety bond in this case. Well, we don't want it to interfere with him going to Sauter County.
Do you want to make it OR then?
I wish I knew for sure that there was a holder on him from Sauter County.
Is the sheriff listening in, or deputy?
I'm not sure, Your Honor, but yes, there is a holder on me from Suffolk County Probation Department.
What's that guy's name, Sean?
Sean Davis.
It's Andy's brother, right?
Yes.
Yes. Let me see, I think I've still got his.
It's right here. 3-5. Well, and I'll say that.
I got it, I got it.
Okay.
That's an honest mistake on my part, Your Honor. Sorry for my ignorance.
Mr. Parker, we'll take care of it. Just don't say anything right now. If he's, I don't know, Your Honor, how exchange of inmates happens between Lawrence and Sauter County. Typically,
There's no Rule 4 hearing required when it's a contiguous county.
yeah, so
I assume they
typically.
just take them back and forth.
Yeah, typically they just take it back and forth.
Well,
There's no
sure,
issue.
sure, it's adjoining, so.
Yeah, so there's no issue about Lawrence, and they come get them to bring them soda, and vice versa. So.
Well, I mean, I'm assuming then that since it's the same, maybe Josh knows.
Your Honor, I just got off the phone with the jail. They do have a holder on him out of Sauter County. Our jail has to take him back to Sauter County if he gets released. If he gets a bond, an OR bond.
That's probably not a bad thing.
Sauter County was a supervising probation for this case out of this.
Where does he want to be? Does he want to go back to Sauter County or stay in?
Well, I assume that since that's felony probation up there, that Your Honor would probably defer to them on what they want to do.
They had an agreement that they was going to bring him down here and Lawrence County was going to transport him back after this was figured out.
Okay, so I guess the only issue is, do you want to do an OR bond or?
We don't oppose an OR bond. We would like to have another date set so we can follow what's happening.
Okay, and is the Sauter County date is March 3rd?
The 28th, and the next court here is the 3rd, so.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that March 3rd is the date you wanted to do here?
Yeah.
Let's do that. Okay, so his next hearing here will be pretrial March 3rd, and I'll let him sign a $2,500 signature bond. So you will be going to Sauter County, Mr. Parker. He doesn't look thrilled about it. Okay, I'm releasing on your signature. You'll go to Sauter County, and then I'm assuming if you're still in custody, they'll bring you to your hearing here, March 3rd. If they release you on bond, you need to get here to the court in Chesapeake on your own.
Sauter
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
County, Sauter County very rarely gives a signature bond on a revocation in felony court, so he'll have cash surety there, so.
Okay. I know they're tough. They used to throw lawyers in jail. Back when I was a young crowd.
Well, we
Bob
have,
Burton, Judge Litton. If you were late for a hearing, you might be going to the Hooskow.
well, luckily that's not the case anymore.
State of Ohio versus Nicholas Sparks, case number CRB 23102.
Thank you, Your Honor. Nicholas Sparks.
He's the one that wrote that novel.
He writes a lot of novels, right?
So are you Nicholas Sparks?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Sparks, I'm Judge Capper from the Lawrence County Municipal Court. This is your arraignment hearing today. You are appearing in the court on a television monitor. You have a right to remain silent. You don't have to make statements. What you say is all on the record. It could be used by the state against you if you admitted something. You have a right to have an attorney, have one appointed if you can't afford one, to have bail, and to make the state prove this charge beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand those things?
Yes, Your Honor.
You are charged with menacing. The complaint says on February the 14th in Fayette Township, you knowingly caused Chris Ells to believe you would cause physical harm to his person or property. That's a menacing charge. It carries a maximum penalty of 30 days in jail, $250 fine.
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand this charge?
Yes, Your Honor.
How do you plead to it?
No context, because there's more to this story than she's giving. And on the officer, he did not make a full accusation in the document.
Well, maybe you should enter a not guilty plea then, if you don't feel like you're guilty.
This is my first time in trouble, so I low-key don't really know what to do.
Okay, well, here's what I would tell you. If you're not sure what to do, and it sounds like you're not sure, you should enter a not guilty plea. That preserves all of your rights. You can change your plea to guilty or no contest later, but it sounds like you're not really sure that you are guilty, so probably not guilty is the way to go.
I'm just trying to get out today, if that makes sense.
Well, that makes sense. I've never had anybody show up at the arraignment and say, Judge, I really like it here. I just want to stay at the jail. Is there any way I can stay at the jail longer? But that's not what this is about. This is about whether you're guilty or not. So this is not about whether you get out of jail. That'll be another issue. But if you don't feel like you're guilty or you're not sure you're guilty, you need to enter a not guilty plea.
It's very hard, Your Honor, because there's both sides to be guilty. I'm guilty and so is she and the other people. So I'm still guilty because I was in the wrong for saying what I said.
Okay, so you want to enter a guilty plea then?
Yes, Your Honor, because I was wrong for what I said.
Okay, I'm going to read the affidavit of what the police officer wrote. Maybe do you have something more involved in this? All I have is the affidavit. I'm talking to the prosecutor now, not you.
Probably the same. Yeah, all I have is the same. Well, I do have the statement of the, I think, the alleged victim.
Okay. That's the prosecutor talking, so we're going to let him tell us what led to these charges then. If you want to make a response, you can.
Yes, Your Honor.
So the alleged, or the victim here, is Chris Ells. And I mean, I'm familiar with a Chris Ells that's a woman. I don't know whether this is the male Chris Ells or female.
Chris Ells, male or female?
Female.
Okay. Well, anyway, so I do know her. I arrived home to a dozen minors with shirts off, ready to fight. They were yelling. They were going to kill me and my son. Says Nicholas Sparks, I have a gun at home. I'll be back, bitch. He then spit on my truck, got in my face, screaming the C word and the B word again. Multiple kids said that they would be back. Nicholas Sparks said he just did time in prison. I don't think he's old enough to have done time in prison, but anyway. It sounds like they might live close to each other.
Okay. What say you, Mr. Sparks? I had a Skaggs and a Sparks today from Kentucky.
Don't we always have a Skaggs and a Sparks?
Probably. maternal grandfather was a Skaggs, and my maternal grandmother was a Sparks, and they were both from, well, outside of Olive Hill was the town, wherever outside of Olive Hill was, so. And they probably like to fight too, I would say. Scots Irish, they fight pretty quick.
This young fella here has a Worthington, Kentucky address. I don't know if that's his current.
Kentucky, Your Honor.
Well, you heard what the prosecutor had to say. What say you, Mr. Sparks?
Your Honor, she left out a part that says on this document, I was playing basketball for 3 hours at the South Point Park. I don't know if it's in Burlington or South Point. And her son was riding on a dirt bike, and he about hit me and my other friend. We tried to stop him to see what was going on. When we stopped him, he proceeded to do a burnout and a wheelie. So we stopped at a house we seen him stop at. We asked him who he was, and they said, they pointed us to the house where he was at, because I was going to get my jacket and go home to Grayson, because that's where I live. I was going to go see my kid. So when he came back from Brown, there was him and a dude in a silver car. He hopped out the car, and he started getting in my face, started getting my friend Zoe Wilson's face, and my friend Jessica Wilson's face. So we asked him what the problem was. He's like, you guys trying to fight this kid. And my friend Bishop Pierce, he's 12. And he was trying to fight him for trying to hit us on the dirt bike. Then she came in, started speeding, and she hopped out the truck cussing. And I was like, I have a problem with the dude that was in the car, not you. And she proceeded to get in my face and my friend's face. I have several witnesses that will tell you this, Your Honor.
You left out the part of whether he said he's going to get a gun and come back and shoot her, but.
I did say that. I said that in self-defense. I said if he wanted to shoot me, I'll have self-defense. My cause, because he brought up the gun. I didn't have no gun, no knife. I had a vape, my phone, charger, all my accessories I use on a daily basis. I had no weapon on me. I was just trying to go home to see my kid.
And you've been in prison before?
No, I was locked up in, you know where the academy is in Fairmont, West Virginia?
No.
I was locked up there and Stepping Stones in Huntington.
Juvenile, maybe. So,
Yes, Your Honor. Other than that, I've been doing good. I got a job. I'm trying to stay clear.
Well, I'm just surprised you were playing basketball, because I didn't think any kids played basketball anymore, except if they're on a track. They have to be on a travel team with 15 adults around them to play basketball anymore.
Not like,
they don't just pick
I don't
up
play
and
for a
play.
team. I don't play for a team, but basketball is my passion. So like I play it every day.
Okay.
he's a Kentucky guy, and Kentucky guys love
Yes,
basketball.
you are. I'm from Ironton. As my team is Ohio.
Go Bucks.
Yeah. Ohio State Buckeyes.
You ought to start following the herd.
Yeah. That would
I get through that one.
Your Honor, we don't oppose an OR bond at this point, as long as he stays away from Ms. L's, and probably best if he stays away from that neighborhood.
I'll go to Grayson, Your Honor.
I don't think
I just want to see my kid. He turns 3 Thursday.
He pled guilty. So.
Oh, he did, okay.
You still want to hear a guilty plea?
Well, Your Honor,
You're still going to stick with your guilty plea, right?
I'm going to stick with not guilty because it goes both ways.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to put you down. I tried to get you to say not guilty before, but you wouldn't have it. So not guilty. I am. That's why you should listen to me.
I had like 6 people tell me otherwise.
Look, if the judge, let me just tell you, when the judge tells you something, you probably pay attention to it. And we'll tell you a few other things, which is wrong. I mean, this is an old guy observing current culture. There's too many guns. I'm going to say that on the record. Just be quiet. Too many guns, 400 million guns in this country, and people resort to guns too often and threaten with guns too often. You know, this should have most been a little argument. but you guys started talking about shooting each other. Really? And then what winds up is people then do shoot each other over something this stupid.
I'm the type that I'd rather fight, shake hands at the end, and move on. Like,
Okay.
no hard feelings.
Where are you working?
Currently, I don't have my ID, so I'm working with my stepdad at our farm.
Okay.
I'm trying to save up.
Well, I'm gonna appoint you a lawyer then.
Yes, Your Honor.
So we'll make it Roger Smith, because I know he'll be here. And you gotta be at the court in Chesapeake next Friday. I'm letting you out of jail on a signature bond of $1,000.
Do I have to pay that now?
No, you don't have to pay anything. You're gonna sign a piece of paper that says, I promise to come to court. If I don't come, then I have to pay $1,000. As long as you come to court, you don't have to pay anything. But you gotta
May I ask you
come,
how?
where you were, you gotta come further east toward Huntington on the Ohio side to the court is in Chesapeake. You can look, you have a computer at home?
No, I got a phone.
Okay, a smartphone?
Yes, you're.
Just type in Lawrence
Yes,
County
sir.
Municipal Court, and it'll show you where it is. And you gotta be here next Friday at 10 a.m. Your lawyer will be here.
How much do I have to pay you?
Nothing.
$25, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
You're supposed to pay him $25, but
Okay.
the state of Ohio is gonna pay him. We're gonna take some money. The Buckeyes have got so much money, they can afford to pay your lawyer for you.
They do, especially since they had Braxton Miller, the football team.
Your Honor, we need a protection order.
Okay, I'm gonna order you to stay away from that Chris Ells. You're not to go around her or contact her.
And also, we'd like to have his current address also.
What's your current address in, where'd you say, Grayson? You're in Grayson?
Yeah, because you guys got it wrong on the paper.
Yeah, we got Worthington. What is your current address?
641 Bells Trace.
Bells, like B-E-L-L-S?
Yes, Your Honor.
Trace? That's an old fashioned.
Trace.
I know what that,
Webbville, Kentucky.
Webbville.
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that close to Olive
It's like 30 minutes away.
Okay.
Webb?
You know where Lawrence County, Kentucky is?
Sort of.
That's where it's the general, like 25 minutes from Calvesburg.
Okay.
It's the opposite way from Grayson.
Okay, so you were traveling a long way to get a game in.
Yes, Your Honor, we do.
Okay, well, that's the way I used to do it. I used to travel all over the tri-state to play basketball when I was about your age. I didn't think anybody did that anymore. I'll go to Dreamland Pool, go to Galveston Hall, go to the park, go down on about 23.
I'm a
Okay.
really good basketball player.
Your Honor, I didn't get the name of the actual town.
Webbville.
Webbville, okay. See, we had the right address, but the wrong town. We had Worthington, but the 641 Bells.
Trace.
Yeah, I read that and I was confused and I was gonna tell them, but none of the CEOs stopped by to sell it.
Yeah, well, they don't have a tendency to stop by. So you're gonna get out today. Do you have somebody to come get you?
No, but when I get out and can get on my phone, I can have someone get me.
Okay, then you gotta be in court 1 week from today, next Friday morning, you gotta be in court in Chesapeake.
Yes, Your Honor.
And your lawyer will be here. Okay, that's all. Who's next?
State of Ohio versus Sarah A. Woods, case number CRB 22-326, CRB 21-686, and Zachary Dement is on deck for a recall.
Sarah Woods, okay, that's you?
Yes.
Ms. Woods, I'm Judge Capper at the Lawrence County Municipal Court, and this is your arraignment hearing. It looks like that you missed a hearing in this court back late summer, August 26th. So do you admit or deny you missed a hearing that was on a theft offense, and a
Yes.
criminal damaging.
Yes. I have been incarcerated for like a month and a half now. I don't know if that would count as like time served.
I don't know. Where were you on August 26th?
I had staff in MRSA.
And, well, how long did that take to clear up?
Like 2 weeks.
Okay, well, you should have come in. How long you been in jail now?
A month and a half.
Well, you must have been, you weren't here for a month and a half, were you? Were you here?
I was at the Western for 3.5 weeks and then here for 2 weeks.
Okay. And you must have something across the street in Common Pleas then too, right?
Yes.
Okay. Wow, I'm gonna have to redo my estimate, because I tell people if you run to West Virginia and wind up getting picked up on a warrant, it'll take 3 weeks to get back here, but you're saying it's more like 6 weeks.
No, I've been over here for 2 weeks.
Okay.
I was over there for 3.5.
Oh, I was right then. So I wonder why it took so long for you to come to our attention.
I'm not sure. I was wondering that too.
Well, what's your case in Common Pleas?
It's a failure to appear and as well.
Well, there's something other than failure to appear.
It's an Act 2.
Who's your lawyer?
Tyler Smith.
He was just here. Do you know when your next hearing date is in Common Pleas?
The 22nd.
Yep, that makes sense. So that's next Wednesday.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to put you on the docket here for, well, he was your attorney here. Mr. Smith was your attorney in this court too. I'm going to put you on back on our docket for next Friday, February 24th, for a pretrial on review, and he will be appointed to represent you. Mr. Smith will.
Okay.
And all that are signed a $2,000 signature bond. I'm not going to hold you up. Common Pleas is probably not going to let you out anyway, so you're probably still going to be sitting there. But if they decide, for some reason, they want to let you out, I'm not going to stop them from letting you out by letting you have an OR bond. But then you have to get here to the court next Friday on your own.
Okay.
That's probably not going to happen. You're probably still going to be sitting in jail then, I suspect. But
yes, sir.
if you do get out, you know where the court is in Chesapeake. You got to get here next Friday morning.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio recalls Zachary R. DeMint at the Lawrence County Jail, case number CRB 23101, CRB 22553, CRB 22506. Thompson can't do that day.
Okay. Well, I want him to. So tell him he can get on the teleconference.
Okay.
Because that's when the co-defendant said.
Right.
So he didn't have a choice. All right, your lawyer said he can't be here the 24th. I say he can. So we'll see. He's from Scioto County. He should know about difficult judges, so. We're done. Court's adjourned. I've got a rat's nest up here I need to clean out too. Books and papers. Taking this.
Good weekend. The snow was coming down after a little while.
Really?
Well, it's not rain, that's what's taking away your chair. At least it's not rain.
Sit down, she jerked her chair right out.
I tried to tell him, this couldn't free, what's gonna happen?
Sarah, I got one.
I'm afraid to sit her around, you know?
That wouldn't be very fun.
Yeah, I